You've invested your time, your attention, and your energy. You've shown up consistently, planned dates, initiated conversations, and tried to be patient. And yet, something doesn't feel right. She replies with vague excuses, cancels last minute, or laughs in a way that feels distant. You tell yourself, maybe she just needs more time. Here's the hard truth. You are not lacking effort. You are lacking clarity. Persistence does not create attraction. It exposes it. If a woman isn't interested, she usually knows it long before you do. The question isn't whether you can convince her. The question is whether you're willing to face the truth. Many men fall into the trap of chasing what isn't theirs. They convince themselves that with more patience, more attention, or more charm, they can earn affection. But attraction isn't negotiated. It either exists or it doesn't. Trying to manufacture interest only leads to frustration, confusion, and wasted time. This video isn't here to give you comfort. It's here to give you clarity. Clarity is power. When you understand the subtle ways a woman signals low interest, you protect your most valuable resources, your time, your emotional energy, and your self-respect. By the end of this guide, you'll know the 7 clear signs that a woman isn't genuinely interested. Recognizing even a few of them is enough to make a decisive choice. Continue investing where you're not valued, or step away and preserve your dignity. Because the right woman doesn't make you chase, she makes you feel chosen, valued, and prioritized. If you value direct truth over comforting illusions, stay with me. Let's start uncovering the signals that reveal where you really stand and how to protect yourself from low-interest situations. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Gifts, effort, or attention matter, but nothing carries the weight of consistent, undivided time. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she protects that time. She arrives when she says she will, keeps plans, and if something unavoidable happens, she reschedules immediately because she values the momentum of your connection. When she isn't interested, your time becomes flexible, disposable, and replaceable. She shows up late without concern, laughs off cancellations, or offers vague excuses without proposing another time. Messages may take hours or even days to receive a reply, and when they come, they are short, unengaged, or indifferent. You tell yourself she's busy, but here's the truth. People are never too busy for what they value. They only deprioritize what doesn't excite them. This is what I call priority psychology. Attraction naturally reshuffles schedules. Low interest naturally reshuffles excuses. If a woman feels emotional stimulation toward you, she will make space in her life. If she doesn't, you will feel like you're squeezing yourself into the cracks of her world. Most men make a critical mistake here. Instead of observing the pattern, they try to compensate for it. They become more patient, more available, more accommodating. They respond instantly, wait for her to reschedule, and excuse repeated cancellations. They tell themselves this shows maturity, but what it actually signals is that their time is cheap. Imagine this. You plan a Friday dinner. She agrees. Friday afternoon, she cancels with a vague excuse. You say, no problem, and wait. Saturday passes. Sunday passes. She never follows up. That wasn't an accident. That was information. She's showing that your presence is optional, not essential. Attraction cannot grow in a space where respect is shrinking. When a woman consistently treats your time as expendable, she's already signaling that your priority is low. And the moment you accept being placed last, you silently reduce your own value in her eyes. Protecting your time is protecting your worth. Attention is the purest form of attraction. It isn't compliments, promises, or gifts. It's focus. When a woman is genuinely interested, she leans in, maintains eye contact, and fully engages with you. In those moments, the world around her fades because you are the most stimulating presence in the room. When she isn't interested, something subtle happens. Her phone or other distractions suddenly become more captivating than you. You're sitting across from her, trying to have a conversation, and her eyes drift to her screen. A notification lights up, and her energy shifts. She laughs softly at something online, types a quick response, then looks up and asks, "Sorry, what were you saying?" This is not random. Human brains naturally lock attention on the strongest source of stimulation. If she can give uninterrupted focus to social media, friends, or other men, but can't give you 5 solid minutes of engagement, it's a clear signal. You are background noise. Many men make a critical mistake here. They notice, but pretend not to. They wait, hoping she will eventually put the phone down or refocus. But presence cannot be begged. It is naturally given when interest exists. If she valued the interaction, she would silence her notifications or set the phone aside, not because you demanded it, but because she wouldn't want to dilute the moment with you. The takeaway is simple. You are not competing with her phone. You are competing with whatever holds her emotional attention. If she consistently prioritizes distractions over you, it's a pattern, not an anomaly. Accepting this behavior teaches her that your focus, time, and energy are optional. Real attraction demands attention, not negotiation. Busy has become the socially acceptable way to say, I'm not interested. On the surface, it sounds responsible, polite, and mature, but most of the time, it's a shield. When a woman is genuinely interested, she doesn't cancel life or become unavailable. She makes time. She sends a quick message during lunch, calls while commuting, or locks in plans ahead of time to ensure she doesn't miss the opportunity to connect. Interest naturally creates motivation, and motivation generates effort. When she isn't interested, even the simplest efforts feel inconvenient. You suggest coffee, and she says, "This week is crazy." You propose dinner, and she replies, "I'm swamped." You try to call, and she says, "Maybe later, I'm exhausted." Yet somehow she has time for social outings, the gym, Netflix, or catching up with friends. Notice the pattern. She isn't too busy to live, she's too busy for you. Many men fall into the trap of rationalizing this as bad timing. Once her schedule opens up, she'll show up differently, they tell themselves. But timing rarely drives behavior. Priority drives behavior. People don't find time. They allocate it based on desire and interest. If you're initiating 90% of the contact while she gives minimal responses, this is not shyness or circumstance. It's asymmetry. Attraction generates urgency. Lack of interest generates excuses. Here's the blunt truth. If she truly wanted to see you, she would. Not someday, not after her busy season, not when things are more convenient, but now. When there's no urgency, there's no emotional investment. And the longer you wait for her schedule to magically clear, the longer you're investing in someone who has already decided you are optional. Recognizing this early saves your energy, protects your self-respect, and helps you focus on connections where interest is mutual. Conversation is the flow of emotional energy. When a woman is attracted to you, she wants to know you, your thoughts, your humor, your passions. She asks follow-up questions, remembers details from previous conversations, and naturally keeps the exchange alive. Dialogue feels effortless, enjoyable, and engaging for both parties. When she isn't interested, every interaction feels like pulling teeth. You ask a question, and she gives a short, indifferent answer. Fine. Nothing much, or I don't know. She shows little curiosity, doesn't follow up, and rarely remembers what you've shared before. You end up carrying the conversation on your own, telling longer stories, over-explaining, or trying harder to be funny or impressive, just to keep it going. Slowly, it becomes exhausting. Here's the psychological truth. Curiosity is one of the clearest indicators of attraction. When someone is genuinely drawn to you, their brain seeks more information. They lean in, ask questions, and invest attention. If she isn't doing this, it's not because she's mysterious or playing hard to get. It's because she's not emotionally invested. Many men internalize this the wrong way. They assume they aren't interesting, charismatic, or witty enough. They double down on effort, believing that better conversation will create attraction. But attraction cannot be negotiated through dialogue techniques or charm. It either exists naturally or it doesn't. If you consistently feel like you're carrying the entire interaction while she passively responds, that imbalance is the message. She is participating out of politeness, boredom, or mild validation, not desire. Real interest feels mutual, light, and effortless. Forced conversation is a clear signal. You are investing in someone who doesn't want to be fully present. Intimacy isn't just physical, it's the emotional space that allows tension, chemistry, and connection to grow. When a woman is genuinely interested, she seeks one-on-one moments. She wants your undivided attention and the opportunity to engage deeply, without distractions or other people around. These private moments are where attraction naturally escalates. When she isn't interested, she avoids that space. You suggest dinner, and she invites friends. You propose drinks, and she says, let's make it a group thing. Every time you're around her, there's a buffer, another person, a crowd, or a social setting that keeps interactions safe and neutral. Group dynamics reduce emotional intensity, diffuse romantic tension, and turn potential intimacy into platonic comfort. Many men misinterpret this. They tell themselves she's just social, outgoing, or more comfortable around people, so they accept the limited access she provides, thinking proximity equals progress. But being physically present in a crowd does not mean you are chosen. Inclusion is not selection. When a woman consistently avoids private moments with you, she is protecting a boundary. It's not about fear of you, it's about a lack of desire to create something deeper. Comfort without attraction leads to the friend zone. You may feel lucky to be included, but that inclusion is safe and predictable, not intimate or special. The lesson is clear. Attraction seeks privacy. Low interest seeks witnesses. If she avoids one-on-one time, it's a signal, not a suggestion. Recognizing this pattern early allows you to protect your energy, maintain your dignity, and focus on connections where attention and presence are freely given. Body language rarely lies. Words can be polite, smiles can be superficial, and tone can be managed, but the body reacts instinctively before the mind edits. Understanding these signals can save you from misreading interest where none exists. When a woman feels attraction, her body subtly moves toward you. She faces you fully, her feet point in your direction, and she finds small, almost unconscious ways to close the distance. She mirrors your gestures, maintains gentle eye contact, and opens her posture. These signs are natural and unfiltered. They indicate curiosity, comfort, and desire. On the other hand, when she isn't interested, her body communicates the opposite. Arms may cross, torso angles away, and feet point toward an exit. She leans back rather than in, subtly maintaining space as you move closer. Eye contact is brief or mechanical, and gestures feel closed off. These movements are not random. They are instinctive signals of avoidance and emotional distance. Many men make the mistake of focusing on her words rather than her body. She may say, "You're so sweet," or smile politely, and men convince themselves that there's potential. Politeness is not passion, and respect is not romantic interest. If her body consistently closes off around you, it's a clear indicator that she is maintaining boundaries and not building chemistry. The key lesson: attraction is instinctive, not earned through persistence. Chasing someone whose body language signals disinterest does not look confident, it looks unaware. Awareness and respect for these signals, on the other hand, are profoundly attractive. Recognizing when her body is sending a no allows you to protect your dignity and redirect your energy towards someone who responds naturally to your presence. This is one of the clearest and most painful signals that a woman isn't prioritizing you. When a woman is genuinely interested, even in a room full of people, her attention gravitates toward you. She laughs more at your jokes, maintains subtle eye contact, and positions herself closer to you. There's a natural alignment that communicates, without words, that you are her focus. When she isn't interested, that alignment disappears. You notice her laughing harder at another man's story, touching his arm, or holding eye contact longer with him than she does with you. Her body opens toward others, while her presence with you feels secondary. You may feel a flicker of competitiveness or unease, and that tightness in your chest is your mind registering what her behavior is already saying. You are not the priority. Attraction is not a competition to outplay someone else. You don't win it by impressing another man or proving your worth in real time. When she openly flirts with others in front of you, she is signaling that you are not in her romantic lane. If she wanted you, She would instinctively protect that attention. Sometimes she knows you like her and continues to keep you around. Why? Validation, attention, and emotional support without commitment. You become safe supply, the reliable admirer who will show up regardless. This is why public flirtation stings. It's not just about her behavior toward others, it's about the position you occupy in her world. You are an option, not a choice. The wake-up call is simple. The moment you feel like you're competing for her attention, you've already lost. Not because you are inferior, but because she never tried to choose you in the first place. Recognizing this pattern early allows you to stop chasing illusions and start protecting your self-respect, making space for someone who naturally sees you as a priority. Understanding the psychology behind low interest is crucial for protecting your time and emotional energy. Attraction is driven by desire, curiosity, and emotional stimulation. When someone is genuinely drawn to you, their behavior is consistent. They make time, maintain attention, and engage fully. Low interest, on the other hand, produces patterns of avoidance, distraction, and minimal effort. Many men misinterpret these behaviors, convincing themselves that persistence, charm, or patience will create attraction. In reality, attraction cannot be manufactured. It either exists naturally or it doesn't. People invest their energy where they feel excitement and connection. They don't prioritize what feels optional. Low interest behaviors are rarely random. They are consistent indicators of emotional distance. Canceled plans, distracted attention, shallow conversation, avoidance of privacy, and flirting with others are all part of a pattern that communicates disinterest clearly if you are paying attention. The more you try to negotiate interest where it doesn't exist, the more you risk lowering your self-respect. Confusion is not mystery. Misalignment is not challenge. Recognizing low interest patterns allows you to step back, protect your value, and redirect your focus toward connections where interest, respect, and desire are mutual.